Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz,
And I'm Scott.
and we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. There we go. This episode is brought to you by Electromotive Sound Co. Go check them out. They got the Clone V3 out right now.
They're not sold out.
Are
Go
they
buy
doing? Yeah. Yeah.
Watch now they're sold out, and I'm going to get chewed out for saying it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say either way because you don't know when the people are going to listen to this. So
Yeah.
if they are sold out, that means you need to pay attention and get them when they're not sold out because they're phenomenal.
Boy, howdy they are.
I've got all three versions of the cologne that he put out, and they're wonderful. Cologne. Yeah. Also, shout out to our Patreon patrons through the patreon.com/the effects loop. Also, you can go to Electromotive Sound Co. You can find them on Reverb. And what is their website again? Electromotivesoundco.com.
Yep. No co.
Yeah.
No co. It's
No
just
co.
electromotivesound.com. There's a
Electromotivesound.com.
link in the show notes.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Check the link.
Check the link. It works for now.
Yeah, this is like Zelda. Check the link. All right, and whatever. Scott, what's new with you?
I was just checking the link to make sure it actually worked. It does.
Oh,
Hey.
it works. We did a thing. Well, Scott did a thing.
I did a thing.
I supported him. I support him.
It's been a bit since we talked. So, last episode, I announced that I got a 77 Fender Champ.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
where
in-
those sevens. That was what those sevens were about.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I will probably delete that part from the episode. But anyway,
Don't delete it. Don't. I put my headset down and it put sevens on the script. And I was like, "What are the sevens for?" And he's like, "I think you put that down." And now it makes sense.
no, it doesn't.
There,
Still
keep
doesn't.
it.
It's just you putting headphones on your keyboard.
What was that noise?
Where was it? My
I don't
end?
know. It sounded like It sounded like it. It sounded like someone was driving by with their bass booming or something.
It could have been because my window was open.
These damn kids.
Yep. Then
right.
kids with their commercial diesel vehicles.
I know that's right.
So I got the Fender Champ, and some of the bias resistors were not in good shape, i.e. putting out like 100 ohms when they should be putting out like 1,000. So that means a lot of current is going through those tubes. So I have now recapped my whole amp. That was my first time I've done that, and redid some of the resistors, and now I'm sort of just in the finally tuning it up. It's really quiet, which is awesome. It sounds good, but there's a little bit of glassy rattle. So I'm going to be going through and swapping each tube to see if all the tubes are in good shape. I just put new tube. I bought tube holders because for whatever reason, none of them had tube holders.
Is that the little springy things?
So the springy
metal
thing
piece?
is for the 12AX7, and then there's like the clampy things for the rectifier
yeah.
tube and the power tube.
Yeah.
And those just installed right there. Like I just undid the tube socket screw and then put the thing in and then put the tube socket screw back in. So like they were easy to install. I don't know why they were gone. But I'm still looking for, this one came with only 3 feet. So if anyone knows where to get the 4th foot for a vintage Fender Champ, because the one I'm finding online is nothing like the one that's on the amp. So, but all in all, about $60 in parts, got that amp up and running. And so now I got a killer deal on a working Champ.
So how killer of a deal?
So I paid $350 for the amp and then $60 in parts.
So how much are they running for in good running order, good working order?
$600 to $700 if it's a swap speaker and a recap.
Nice.
Chicago Music Exchange has a 72 for $1,100.
Wow.
So all in all, I'm actually happy because the swap speaker is actually an upgrade on a Champ. So
Yeah.
all in all, pretty happy. It sounds cool.
Nice.
We'll see what I do with it.
Anything else new?
Oh yeah, I did. I got some other stuff. So I sold my bass.
Yeah. Are you trade? Did you sell it or trade it?
I traded it for 3 pedals that will soon be on my Reverb store. So I, in my opinion, I got an upgrade, but we'll see what the pedals sell at. So I got a Morley Mini Volume Wah.
Yeah.
I got a Mimic from TC Electronic, and I got a Digitech Polera reverb. The Polera is good. Pretty solid reverb pedal.
Yeah. Is it does it kind of get like the ambient thing going on?
It doesn't go like, so I'm just setting it at the basic plate. I'm running it into the Champ right now, which is actually awesome because the Champ doesn't have reverb.
Right.
So it's like perfect for this like messing around at home. So you got all that, and the reason I was selling the bass is because I bought a new one.
Oh, really? Is that not in yet?
No, I have it.
What is it?
It is a Fender Troy Sanders Jaguar bass in silver burst. It's
is that the one that we looked at?
It's an active PJ silver burst.
Is that the guy? What's he from?
Macedon.
That's it. Yeah, we were looking at that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it came with Seymour Duncan.
It did come with Seaman. He said it. Oh shit.
It came with Seymour Duncan quarter pounders in it, but it also kept the original stock pickups. So
better than the Seaman quarter pounders.
Yeah, it's better than the Seaman quarter pounder of Seaman. Yeah. So yeah, that's everything on my end.
I hope so.
Diaz, what's new in your world, man?
I got some Hey Dudes. That's about it. Yeah, I haven't done anything guitar wise lately.
So you're not fully yuppie in your 30s yet.
I'm getting there, dude. I'm getting there.
When you buy a set of Cole Haans, that's going to be when it happens.
Yeah, no, I like the Hey Dudes just because they're slip on, they're comfy, they got different style. Like it's just, I don't know.
You're describing Cole Haans, bro.
Oh,
they're slip on. But they're leather, so they look nice.
Oh, I might need a pair of those.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Mm-hmm. I'll tell the girlfriend. I need some Cole Haans.
Didn't she just buy you 3 pairs of shoes?
Yeah. How do you... Oh, H-A-A-N?
I think it's H-A-A-N.
Yeah.
They go up to a 13. You're 13, or are you 14?
I'm 13.
Yeah, then you'll fit.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, they got some nice stuff.
Damn it. Ooh, some wingtip Oxfords. All right, I gotta stop.
They have a soul of a runner in them, so they're very comfortable.
Shit, I wish I had the soul of a runner in me. I wouldn't be so fat. Oh, damn. I'm on one today. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much what's new with me is I got some white people shoes. Oh, and I got a couple of collector Mallrats little figurines, dolls, whatever you want to call them.
Are they Funkos?
No, these are here, hold on. I can actually show you. These are UVD toys. So Chogrin something did them, but they had them discounted down, so I grabbed them because I might be meeting Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and getting an autograph, so I might get those autographed.
All right.
So pretty much I'll cry like a girl. I love you, Kevin.
You get me.
You understand me. You're fat too. You know how it is.
Well, he was fat.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be fat too, Kevin.
Don't look as wrinkled as he does when you're done.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, he also like aged quite a bit.
I think he did Ozempic, dude.
What?
You know that Hollywood drug that they're talking about for diabetes where people are losing insane amount of weight and they just look old?
Yeah, is that it?
I think he might have done that.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks. All right, you know what doesn't suck?
Some new gear.
Kemper liquid profiling.
Yeah, this is new.
All right, so I'm guessing you've done a little bit of research on this update.
So what's interesting is it's basically a leak, but it seems like it's a structured leak. So Christoph Kemper did a interview with Jonathan from Tone Junkies, HW, whatever you want to identify him as, where he talked and revealed about liquid profiling, which is an upcoming update. for the Kemper in place. Apparently all existing hardware is going to get this upgrade.
Yep.
And what they're doing is they're adding modeling to profiles.
Right.
They haven't really fully revealed the whole process of all this, but basically what they've done is if you've used a lot of the profiling things out there right now, right? They have a gain control usually. They have EQ on them. They are not the amp's EQ, and that's where people get really tripped up with them, right? They're like, "Oh, I'm turning the bass knob, but it doesn't feel like a Fender," and it's because it's really like think of it as a studio EQ after the amp, like it's like the EQ on the mic.
Right, you're EQing the whole sound, not the amp.
Yeah, and so what this is essentially adding modeling in of tone stacks.
Right.
So that if you do turn the knob, it should adjust the profile accurately if it's a reasonable model. So apparently they modeled 40 different components or 40 different channels of amps or whatever, and you're going to be able to apply it to existing profiles, I think. But also new profiles will have a different way of doing it.
Right.
So it's going to be a major update. It's really interesting. Now the Kemper is 10 years old. And there's no major hardware upgrade other than I think the newer toasters might be getting Wi-Fi added to them.
Right. Yes.
Because like it was the stage was when Wi-Fi started coming into them, and the Wi-Fi didn't work for a while, and then they turned it on with an update. So.
Right. And that's the whole thing is like, because a lot of people have talked about it, is there's so much in the Kemper that's not being used.
Well, so
like, there was a lot in there that was just sitting dormant, waiting.
So the Kemper is not obsolete in the sense that it's not like they've stopped making the Shark chip that it's based on. It's the same. It's actually like the same DSP processor, if I'm not mistaken, that's in Strymon pedals. Now there might be an extra one or whatever of it, but it's not like Intel where they come out with a new chip every year. Right. The Shark chip has been the Shark chip of DSP stuff. So that's going to be an interesting thing that happens is that upgrade date. Another really interesting part, and I think this is actually underplayed for how like ridiculous this is.
Is it going to be the USB audio?
Yeah, they're adding the ability to do USB audio in out, which has never been a feature on these things.
Right.
On 10-year-old hardware.
Yeah, that's one thing that it's really interesting to see that Christoph has always said, "Oh, it's not obsolete. There's no need for a Kemper 2," and he's proving it every time.
Well, and the desktop editor finally came to iOS.
Yeah.
And so with Wi-Fi, that lets you do the edit wirelessly. The older Kempers, you could actually plug in a Ethernet jack to it. So if you have wired internet in your house, like I do, I can actually plug mine in and connect to it via that and control it via the remote software. That's another option. They're not charging for any of the updates. So those are some pretty cool things. The other big news is they're adding an official I just got a LinkedIn message from a guy that already emailed me today, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Thirsty.
It's a sales guy doing his sales rounds. The marketplace. So for a while there, Kemper did have a free marketplace where you could post things. I think that's still there, but now they're offering a paid marketplace. So naturally, influencers are going to be really happy about a sanctioned marketplace. So like Tone Junkies is going to be all over that, right? Like he's going to move all his stuff in there on top of what else he's doing. We'll see if there's right protection and stuff like that on those to help secure I don't want to call it piracy, but essentially sharing your profiles and that kind of stuff. So that's all really interesting. They also made a joke about, is there going to be a Kemper 2? There may be, who knows? But there doesn't seem to be an immediate horizon of the next Kemper.
Yeah, it doesn't need. They don't need it right now.
I think there's something to be said that there's definitely a lot of people who want a better UI on the Kemper. Like the Kemper box itself is really intimidating at first. Once you get used to it, it's fine. But like it's really intimidating. We knock Boss for that too. Right. And it's really the desktop editor to me that lets the Kemper really be usable.
Shine.
Whereas people have bellyached about the Quad Cortex not having a desktop editor, and I don't care. Because the UI on it's good enough. I'm good. Now, my tune might change once that editor finally comes out, which should be sometime this year. But for now, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, with that, do we want to talk about some Kemper or Quad Cortex news? We're just in modeling corner here. Or do we want to go to line 6 first? Let's go to line 6 first.
Line 6 was next.
Yeah. So line 6 has come out with a new update.
The 3.6, which is pretty quick. I mean, pretty soon after the 3.5, which was a massive update.
Yeah. So this adds a few new amps, and people are really happy about one of the new amps that just came out.
Yes. So, let's see. There's not a list.
There's 3 new amps.
Yeah. So they've got a Dumble style, which was the one that was added. They've got the tone hammer, Aguilar tone hammer. And what was the other one? Grammatico GSG.
The Grammatico GSG is the
let's see.
Isn't that the Dumble?
It might be. Hold on. It doesn't have it doesn't have a good list.
How about the line 6 link? Like, oof, that's not a good link.
But the new effects, they've got a Dark Dove fuzz, they've got a triple rotary, which is inspired by the Yamaha RA200.
They're expanding their cab engine, which is really great.
Yeah, this is the 17th free update they've offered since the Helix debuted. So,
and what's really interesting is they're diving back into the core sound part of it,
right,
and continuing to grow that, which is just great. Just great. I'm happy to see it. Now, I will still keep being the one that says I'm amazed there's not another Helix out yet, but
yeah. I would say this much. I think the biggest thing with the Helix is the DSP that is on board versus the fact of how many people max it out, which I know people will complain.
People max out the stomp like crazy.
Right. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's really the only thing the Helix really needs to work on is maybe a little bit more DSP, and that's about it. But there's still a shitload in there.
Stomp Pro, where it has the double DSP of the full one, but it's still the smaller footprint.
Yeah.
Imagine the power that thing would suck down, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about your one. With,
speaking of sucking, Neural has admitted to messing up. So there's been 2 recent flubs over at Neural. One was an acknowledgement of an exploit that says their data logging, so their error logging when you send it to them.
Yeah.
Was giving Wi-Fi names and passwords away.
Oh, wow.
And not encrypting them. And so they have modified their code and released a hotfix update to fix that. Having said that hotfix broke something else. So they're working on that and fixing that. So I have not upgraded, but I also have not turned on my Quad Cortex in like 2-3 weeks. Because I just
you don't need the Russians being able to get in.
I don't think it's a big deal for probably most people because there's a good chance that those reports were not being intercepted and it's not a good look, and they need to fix that because that's private data that needs to be dealt with. There may be a regulatory fine about this. We'll see. Because there are laws guiding these things about data retention and stuff like that, and I have to learn that crap for work. So, yeah, they're updating it. Yay.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah. So let's actually get into some new gear.
All right. Brown Pedals, a Brown Amplification, who does the Protein. They have a new stomp box that makes guitar switching totally painless. It's
effectively a dual buffer that can slightly boost. And with a mute switch in it, so it's essentially if you're switching guitars and those guitars are different levels, it lets you match the levels.
I mean, that's cool, but how much is it? That's not expensive.
About 150 pounds. This is something I actually had an idea for. It's a little different than this, but
they stole your idea. Sue them.
No, I remember So a long time ago, Daniel Shields was soliciting ideas for what else could be built into a tuner. And I had a similar thing of, I'd love this built into a tuner, where you could load balance all your different guitars into different profiles of like just how loud they are. And so you could just go to, when you switch to a different profile, I'm not using profile in the terms of like profiling amps, but just like in terms of just like, this is the signal level.
That's what I used to do with, I mean, I had that with my Line 6 G70 wireless.
Yeah.
Because you could set different guitar profiles and you could change the level and everything on them.
So yeah, and I mean, I know people who carry a boost pedal on their board just for, that reason of like, oh, I'm going to play a Strat and a Les Paul, and I want the Strat to be at the Les Paul volume level. Didn't
they? Seymour Duncan pickup booster.
That's another option. Yeah.
That was a thing that was touted for that.
Yeah. So there's a number of things in the market. 150 pounds. You go over to Brown amps with an E. Brown with an E.
Brown with an E. Brown.
You can check that out.
Yay. All right. Dunlop and Daredevil team up to create the Crybaby Daredevil Fuzz Wah. If only it was a volume 2. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's a fuzz wah. Is it a full size? Is it a full size wah?
I can't tell.
It looks big.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
it is big.
$230 coming out June 1st.
Okay. I never got fuzz wahs. I just never.
It's got a big old toggle on the side of it though.
Yeah, I guess it toggles the fuzz.
Yeah. So
you didn't talk about this.
I did not talk about that.
All right, Wampler teams up with Corey Wong on the Wong compressor.
Okay.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm. Am I the only one who thought Corey Wong already had a compressor?
He had the pedal with Jackson, but that was a drive.
Yeah, that was a drive.
Everyone was expecting it to be a compressor. I think that's what happened.
Does he have another signature pedal?
I don't know. But I'm glad that this pedal came out because I've been on a Corey Wong kick now.
There you go.
His solo stuff. I messaged 2 people. I messaged Scott and I messaged my friend Andrew. I'm like, if I wanted to find out like more songs like this, what would I look for? And I actually found that album.
Good.
The song was, I forgot what it was called.
Corey Wong.
No, it wasn't. That's not the song I liked.
I was going to say, actually, Wolfpack is the easy way to get into Corey Wong from the start.
Right. I never got into them. It just didn't really happen. But
I could see you liking them.
Yeah, no, I dig them. But the song that I liked was Assassin. That song's killer.
Yeah. So this is a tweaked version of the Ego compressor. Adds a boost circuit in.
Yes.
It also adds an XLR out.
Because Corey Wong's, a lot of his tone is just direct. Compressor and direct.
Coming in at $270.
I want this. I actually kind of want this pretty bad.
You know who I can actually see really liking this?
Who?
Bass players.
For sure.
Having the DI and a compressor just there. Now, I don't know if they'll like the way the tone stack is in this one, but...
Well, and it does have a blend knob.
Oh. The Ego compressor is a great pedal to start.
I love that you can just have the compressor on all the time, too.
It is top mountain jacks if you're not using the XLR.
Yep.
It's got 2 toggle switches on the sides, one for ground lift, and I'm trying to see what the other one is.
The other one is the compressor on. You click that in, the compressor stays on all the time.
Okay.
Regardless, it's so if you want it on all the time, in case you hit it on accident, it doesn't turn off. You can if you hit the boost, you can hit both, and it doesn't do anything.
I like it.
So pretty much deactivates the foot switch.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
This is a great spot. And also, I mean, in the news of like how expensive compressors are getting, this one's coming in significantly lower than a few of the other ones that have come out recently. So
I dig this so much. I've been forgetting how much I need a compressor. Yeah. And I really want this one just so I can run direct out and I can do that Corey Wong sound.
Yeah,
actually, he's got a great tone.
This is okay, so here's another great option, right? A lot of us are starting to mess around with things in the box on our interfaces, and getting the proper signal level in to get those boxes to react correctly and also deal with like the impedance of the guitar.
Yep.
This might be an easy button.
Easy button.
Just use the XLR out of this right into your DAW and then do your amp sims and do all the other stuff. So
easy button.
Easy button.
Easy button. I like that. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah. All right. Next, Charvel Pro Mod SoCal finish options expanded. Cool. All right. Good. I'm glad we got through that.
They got dark green. They got gold. They got red. Dark red. 3-tone sunburst.
Yeah. Gibson is doing the 80s Flying V Ebony and 80s Explorer Ebony because everyone just talks about those 80s Gibsons and how light and easy to do they were, and they got dot inlays, and I don't like it.
These look cheap.
They do because they're uncovered pickups and dot inlays.
And no binding, just a flat color, no pickguard. These look cheap.
Fucking $2,700, $3,000, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean but these
higher than fucking
aren't these what the Metallica guys were playing?
I don't give a fuck. No, because they barely even played Gibsons. They played fucking ESP. But all of their Explorer stuff is ESP for the most part.
80s tribute humbuckers.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't even have a fucking pickguard on it. It's cheap as shit looking.
Yeah,
this looks like the bottom of the line fucking 80s Gibson. Like they're like, oh, we slapped 80s on it so we can fucking charge more because all these people who play guitar in the 80s when they were teens and wanted a Gibson want this one now.
I know it. You know, Gibson's always an easy punching bag, and I actively try to go get it. This one, honestly, I looked at it and was like, that's an $800 guitar just by looking at it because I've been conditioned with like the Faded series and those kind of things. That's where I went in my head with this.
Dot inlays on Gibsons automatically bring it down $1,000 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Uncovered pickups, another $500.
Plus, it's still a rosewood fretboard.
And the speed
the Ebony series has a rosewood fretboard.
God bless. I mean, do these guys just sit in an office with the little fucking? Do you remember the cow says? Like that, and they just put random fucking things on there, and they're like, "What are we gonna do this week?" Let's do dot inlays. Now your turn, Steve.
I'm sure they market test all these things of like, where's our price point? What can we get away with? They research this, but like,
they didn't call me.
This one feels like it missed the market, and a big part of that is just like I would never buy this aesthetic. So maybe I just don't know.
No, these look like the shitty little ESP LTD Vipers. Like that fucking line, the dry ass looking, like the ones where you go into Guitar Center and they're on the used shelf for $140 from some kid who bought it 7 years ago and let it sit in a corner and get collect dust, and they bring it back in. They offer him $20 and a stick of gum, and he's like, "Fuck yeah, I could use some gum. Let's do it," and they leave.
It really is amazing what a pickguard does to a guitar too.
You know what? Gibson's the reason why these fucking sticker inlay people exist. Like, because they have stupid fucking ideas like this. $2,800 guitar. Fucking.
So apparently it's not called the Ebony Explorer. It's called the 80s Explorer for some reason. And they're also going to do a white version. Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever.
All right. Speaking of guitars that are actually cheap.
Yeah. 199 Squier Sonic Series. Tom DeLonge-esque Stratocaster. You know what? You had me at Tom DeLonge-esque.
It's pink with a humbucker. Single humbucker. Yeah. But has a tone and a volume.
Oh, you just need one number.
So
Seymour Duncan Invader.
So are these the cheapest guitars that Squire makes now at $200?
Probably. Are they doing 151?
Or did they just? Oh, so this?
It's the Hello
Sonic
Kitty
stamp.
strap. It's a Hello Kitty strap without the Hello Kitty. Is what they said.
Yeah, basically. And it looks like they basically have the Bullet Mustang back. So I think they're just not calling them the Bullet anymore, and they're just rebranding it as the Sonic.
Yep.
There's an Esquire in there. Telecaster.
I want the pink one.
Yeah, they've got a purple telly with just a bridge humbucker as well.
If I get the pink one, I'm painting my nails black. I'm gonna wear Dickies shorts.
Yeah.
And a backwards fitted cap. And I'm gonna sing Adam's song.
So they also have an HS.
I die alone. Sorry. Where are you?
Okay, so another podcast had a lengthy portion about like, oh my God, Blink's back. They're trying hard. This is great. Look at this. Look at this. Off their Coachella set. I watched their Coachella set and was so bored.
Fuck you.
Sorry,
it's okay.
I used to really like Blink. I don't think their music has aged that well, and I'm not really that into it.
Yeah, no. Blink is, I don't know. Blink. I like listening to like Mark Tom and Travis show, and I mean it's a nostalgia thing for me at this point.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I just bought nostalgia tickets. I'm seeing Switchfoot on their 20th anniversary tour of the Beautiful Letdown. Is
what's his face back with him?
No, Drew Shirley.
Yeah,
but he wasn't with the band back then either. So
I know.
And now someone's going to actually me about when Drew Shirley joined the band. But also, screw you, Drew Shirley. You cut me in line for tacos.
Yeah. You get what you had coming to you. No, I'm just kidding. I
wish to hex upon you and sinusoid cables at the time. So,
that did not fucking age well at all. I had a dream about sinusoid cables. I literally had a dream that I got a package from them. They don't owe me anything. I wasn't one of the ones that ordered and never received with them. So
no, I'd love to cash in their 100-year warranty on a few of their cables though.
I know that's right. I texted that in the group. I'm like, is this still fucking good? What were those called? Squire what? Sonic series?
Yeah. So there's also an HSS. There's a Mustang. There's a Bullet Mustang style with dual humbuckers. There's a P bass. There's a P bass like with they call it the Bronco bass, but yeah, shorter scale, smaller pickup thing. Lots of stuff, all sitting around 2 to 220. It looks like nice. So this will be the new thing everyone buys. Poorly solders this pickup in there that doesn't quite work, and then tells me that it plays just as good as any $1,000 Mexican made. So,
yeah,
this is the future. This is the future of the internet groups.
Wave of the future.
Speaking of waves of future, Martin Guitars has announced a collaboration with the Better Battery Company to have the first carbon neutral battery. There's nothing necessarily different about these batteries than normal batteries. They are still 9 volts, but they are carbon neutral by doing
recycling and shit,
tree planting.
Okay, so every battery they sell, they plant a tree.
I'm not sure the ratio, but they basically donate proceeds to carbonfund.org. And their packaging that they come in is recyclable. But I have fun news for that. All batteries packagings are usually recyclable.
Technically,
and have been since the 90s.
Oh shit! Since the 90s,
dude. It's they just use a recyclable plastic and cardboard. They've always been that way. So with that,
speaking of recycled,
there you go. So we want to move into our topic.
Yeah. Speaking of recycled, Caesar Gukian Gaikian is the new Gibson CEO.
Congratulations, Caesar.
What?
No, it's Cesar, isn't it?
Cesar. Yeah.
There's no A in there, or there's not 2 A's. Cesar. I think a lot of people have overreacted to this. One, he is at least he's interim CEO.
Right.
So should we talk about do we just want to overreact to everything, or do we actually want to talk about what these things actually mean?
I mean, you know me, I don't like overreacting at all. So.
Yeah, you don't fly off the seat of your pants to talk about things you don't understand, right?
Never.
Yeah, never. So, CEOs on publicly traded companies or with a controlling board, the board needs to install a new CEO. So often when one resigns, there's an interim CEO until the next board meeting. So unless they call an emergency board meeting, which I don't think they're going to do, so Cesar stepping in. So JC Curley, who stepped in 2016?
Mm-hmm.
2015 was the bad Gibson year where everyone got pissed off, right?
I think so.
So anyway, JC had a run of, I don't know, I don't see actually when he joined the company, but Cesar was part of the restructuring team. I would not be surprised if they had this ascension plan already there in place.
This is just kind of public,
publicly announcing, and so JC came in as a turnaround CEO. Very rarely do turnaround CEOs stay with the company once they're in a healthy shape. So this is actually a sign that JC's seeing that the turnaround's complete. I can step out possibly, or go get another role, or retire, or whatever his next plan is. And the other part I will say is internal CEO promotions are good things for companies historically.
Yeah,
as long as it's not a nepotism hire, which it's
right.
not.
Well, it's like when it's external, it means that they know that there's a huge problem.
They're trying to bring in a gap to the company that they don't have. So when JC came in, that was a gap that the company needed an external force to turn it around.
Right.
So it's a good thing to see an internal.
When does he pass off when's the traditional passing of the leather jacket?
I don't know.
Just curious. Is that a couple months? Does that happen at the meeting, or do they have to signal it with white smoke?
They all meet in a room privately and cast votes, and they cast up smoke based on it. Yeah.
And it's literally just Slash in the corner playing the Godfather theme, just for hours. And he's like, "Can you guys hurry up and pick someone? This is really starting to hurt." Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Sorry, I'm just living my best life over here.
So all in all, Gibson's profitable. They're doing well. Seems like they've been pretty stable in terms of some of their offerings. Yes, there's been some pie on the face moments, and they came out with a really, really terrible recent release of those 80s guitars that we just crapped on.
I mean, fucking hell, JC. I hope that this was not the last thing you did before you left.
Oh, that's one of those, I just stamped it. I didn't even read it. Just, I'm done.
Yeah. Fuck it. 80s, fuck it. Okay. I love the 80s was a show. This will do fine.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of doing fine, we're doing just fine too. At the end of the episode, this is where we get to do the whole long spiel thing. But first, we want to say thank you to Electromotive Sound Co. for sponsoring the episode. Go check out electromotivesound.com. Buy a pedal. Does he still have the phaser for sale?
Nope.
Well, currently, if he does the phaser.
Currently, the Clown V3 is the only pedal in his current line, but I know there's other things in the works.
Mm-hmm.
I will not say what they are.
Wait, I think I know about this.
You probably do.
Okay. Probably. I've slept since then. All right, guys. But go check them out. Buy a clone. If you're looking for something that just makes your tone sound like a hot dog on a summer day with a bomb pop, and you're eating them and it's delicious and everything's fantastic, that's what that does to your tone. And you're like, this is not a sandwich. All right. Also, shout out to our Patreon supporters. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop if you want to join the elite. I just looked at the list. If you're on the list, thank you. If you're not on the list, You should know.
You're not going to read the list?
Oh, I closed that window. Hold on.
Close that window.
Have you seen the video or the picture of the guy? It's like, oh, this guy listened to Melissa Etheridge, and it was a sidewalk that went right up to someone's window. All right, anyhow. All right, thank you, Josh Fitzgerald, Will Lake Hugh, Tony DeGraw, Philip 40 Watt Podcast. He's too cool to use his last name. How do you spell his? Is it Finslow?
Matthew Fenslaw?
Tom Kelly, Brian Gower, Ben Fair,
Yep.
Fair, Ben Fair, and Jason Fuzzmonger. All of y'all are beautiful. We love you so much.
If you join at the $5 level, there's extra perks. If you join at any level, there are perks. Allegedly, perks. Chris sends you stickers.
Oh gosh,
I don't know when the last time that happened is. Actually, we should check on all our other patrons that signed up recently if they ever got stickers. If you haven't, let us know. We'll do it
that way.
You get the episode early, and you get the pre-app. That's only available to our Patreon listeners.
Listen to us talk shit. Well, me talk shit, and Scott say we can't do that.
Like, I'm not publishing that.
What? You're not?
I don't know.
Wait, I forgot what I even said.
I don't think we did anything this week that was that objectionable.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, bye. We're out of here. Go to theeffectsloop.com. It's got links to all of our cool stuff, including our Facebook group, our Instagram, our merch, our YouTube, our email, and also link to Electromotive Sound Co.'s website. All right. Y'all behave. Be nice. Be good to each other. Love, peace, chicken grease. We out.
Hey Diaz, what about those TikToks? You gonna do more TikToks? Remember when you were doing TikToks?
I don't wanna. Oh my gosh!
What about the TikToks thing? You gonna do some TikToks?
I still have to finish getting fully moved into my apartment. It's a nightmare.
You haven't written that handwritten letter yet.
I'm hanging up. I'll see you guys next week. Scott can just keep badgering me.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like I'm hanging up, but bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna go.
Me too.
What you doing?
Whatever Factor gave me.
Factor? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a sleep.
We are strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show 'em some love. There are many things that this world needs, but the most important one is unity. United we stand, divided we fall. Through the ages this has been the servo song. Yeah. We are strong. We have to just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show some love. This song is not about race or politics, but the hate that resides in the hearts of men. Desperate times call in desperate measures. So why don't we be desperate to love each other?
Let's erase hate from the dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love. Energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make weathers, no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in a community that remains happy. Never after, the world should be one. Hate annihilated, every heart is one. Love again. So
Don't buy the hate.